And Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, after like a long hiatus of a couple of weeks, maybe a month and a half.
Yeah, holidays and people were sick and finally getting around to it.
Had to travel.
But we are finally getting to talk some Star Wars. Finally.
And things. Oh yeah, old Star Wars, yeah. Finally we have some new media. So
we're caught up on, and as we record, there's another episode dropping in like 3 hours, so be getting to watch that tonight.
And then not hear us talk about it.
Well, about that, this will be Matt's last episode for a few months. I will try my best to hop on and make some comments on Skeleton Crew as I can. I know we got holidays coming up and everything. So once we'll just try to keep it, figure out what we can do. Might be once a month or whatever, but try my best to get on as often as I can, make some comments, and Matt will try and send me some stuff that I can read, and if he gets updated on anything. But we are excited to finally talk Skeleton Crew.
Yeah.
So, you like it?
I think it's like Space Goonies. And yes. I'm here for it. I really like it.
It's an adventure.
Yeah.
And it's pirates, so, it has a lot of themes with Pirates of the Caribbean, which are awesome movies. And you can see a lot of similarities between those. Peter Pan, because, the robot's name is literally Smee.
Smee, yeah. Like, nobody, like, Erica's like, SM33. I was like, Smee! Like Mr. Smee, like a pirate.
When they were reading his name, like SM, I was like, that better. Is there going to be 33? Like SM33. It's like, that's Smee, which I love. I mean, it fits perfectly.
And on top of that, the amount of like cameos that have been in this, well, not many so far, but like I don't know if you know who Nick Frost is. So he is in every Simon Pegg film. Simon Pegg is the redheaded guy in all the Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, and Scotty from Star Trek.
Star Trek, exactly. So he has a friend that he does films with, like Shaun versus the Evil Dead. Nick Frost, this guy right here.
Oh,
he voices Smee, and then I didn't know this whole time that it was Jude Law.
Yeah,
that was Sight. I'm having a bad time remembering
the main pirate.
Names. Yeah.
What is his name?
It starts with S. It shows how much we pay attention nowadays.
No, I have. Well, he's only that character for like 5 minutes.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, Matt will look it up. But no, Jude Law he's awesome in this show.
He is.
I don't know. He's just perfectly cast, and the way he interacts with the kids and plays it. He's a Jedi. Silva, right? Captain Silva.
Silva. But it says Joe Dunawwood. So, yeah, but that's his like. Well, what if that's his real name?
It might be, but
because that's what it says.
He's apparently has multiple names he gives to whoever wants to hear. I think it's Silva, if I'm not mistaken. But
Silvo?
I think so.
Yeah.
Silvo.
But also, Gunther, one of the space pirates on the planet, is Jaleel White.
Yeah, Urkel.
Yeah, or Sonic to a lot of people. He's the very first animated Sonic voice actor.
Oh, well, you would know that.
Yeah.
I just know him as Urkel, which is funny, but I'm kind of glad he doesn't have that big of a part so far, because it's too hard to see him in something else.
What, then Family Matters?
Yeah.
Have you not? Bro, he's been in so much.
Yes, but anytime you look at him, you think Urkel. It's the same thing with Daniel Radcliffe. It's like, oh, that's Harry Potter. That's not Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay, but there's certain movies that kind of break the mold for that. For Jaleel White, there's like 2 or 3 movies that I cannot name at the top of my head where I look at him and I don't think Steve Urkel. For who'd you just say? I'm literally getting old timers. The person before him. What'd you say? Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
So like when I saw the movie Horns, right? It's completely an obscene, abstract, ridiculous movie. The last thing I think is, oh man, this is Harry Potter. Because the movie's so stupid and ridiculous.
Anytime I see him, like he was in Now You See Me Too, it's like, there's Harry Potter, he's a villain.
Was he? Oh, he was. That's right. Oh boy. Anyways, so Skeleton Crew. I really liked so far how they kind of like built up, like how like escalated their mission is getting. It's not really a mission, and they're just trying to get home. And it all started because Wim was just like, man, I'm bored and I want to get out of here, with no consideration to his friend or new friends whatsoever. He just kind of makes the executive decision to just leave the planet, go do other things. Yeah, I'm gonna touch buttons. Oh no, don't worry, this guy's a Jedi. Oh man, I have all these credits from like the Republic.
Jedi? Is he a Jedi?
No.
What do you think he is?
We already established this. Spoilers if
Oh,
you didn't watch the last
plenty
episode.
of spoilers.
What?
Plenty of spoilers. No.
If you've seen the last episode, it's not a spoiler. The quote unquote Jedi is the captain, the pirate captain from the very first 10 minutes of the first episode that had the mutiny against him.
But do you think he's an actual Jedi?
No. I think because if what really opened it up was Rogue One, right? Because the guy pretty much said the Force abides in everybody else, and he used the Force. We saw a non-Jedi use the Force.
Yeah.
So anybody could use the Force. Sabine could use the Force, and she's not a full-fledged Jedi.
So what do you think he was? Do you think he's just a random person that's figured it out?
Yeah.
I think he was a Padawan around Order 66, and either his master died or someone just abandoned him. Because in that last episode, he says, I'm like you, I'm alone. Like, he got lost, basically.
Or he got mutiny again.
So I'm thinking either his master left him or he got separated and they just forgot about him. So he has some of the Jedi training, but he's not a Jedi because he was never a Jedi. But that's my opinion, is that was a Padawan, so that's how he knows how to use some, but he doesn't know how to use everything with the Force.
I have my opinion. My opinion is that so years ago it's a 3 game series called Vader Immortal, and it's for VR, and it was released shortly after the game released that the game is canon. And so basically you play in first person in VR as this space pirate or bounty hunter, and then you eventually find out, and then Vader also finds out that you have the Force. You follow him around, you're pretty much doing his bidding, sort of, while you're trying to escape, working for other people, just trying to get out of the situation in general because you don't want to be there. And then at the end, you pretty much, like, Vader's this close to resurrecting Padme, and then she was like, no, I don't like what you've become, and then she stayed dead. And then, like, you turn on him, he damages his suit, and you get away. But you end up learning how to use the Force by the time you leave, so I'm thinking it might be the same guy.
Possibility. We'll find out eventually.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's always fun to speculate about what we think. And, I mean, Atten has so many questions about
the Great Work,
how long it's been there, which I'm in the process of reading the High Republic books. I know you haven't read them.
Nope.
But there is something in there about the Great Works, and they keep mentioning the Great Work. So it's either, and I think they kind of confirmed that it's been there since at least the Old Republic, with those maps they're looking at, and all of the other planets were destroyed except Atten. So I believe those people have been there since the Old Republic and just keep living their this little utopian life, and that's why they have the credits and
the bubble,
the barrier. Yeah, I saw that in the first episode with the red lights when they looked up.
Yeah.
Like, why is there red lights? Are they in some kind
because they can never see stars.
Yeah, they're in some kind of protection thing, but then it raises questions on how the barrier actually works, because the ship got in and it got out, but I don't know how it protects them, and I don't know if it's like a Wakanda thing where it mimics the environment and kind of hides them.
Think about it this way, right? So this kind of phenomenon has been explained once in Star Wars before, in Attack of the Clones. Remember, Obi-Wan was looking for...
Well, they just deleted the planet out of the...
Right, so, but the planet stayed hidden. So in that same regard, it was never recorded because nobody could find it, and 2, the planet's just being cloaked. That's all it is. That dome is just a cloak to take it off of.
Yeah, but it's a physical barrier.
Yeah, it's physical. It's a physical cloak.
Or Camino is just, they took it out of the archives so you can't find it, but there's still...
Right, but I'm saying is like, it's very feasible to... It's not feasible. It's doable to find. It just takes a long time because you don't know where it's at. I think when they broke the barrier, though, there might be a signal or two leaking out, and I think eventually people are going to start finding at Atten, not knowing it's at Atten.
Well, that's the other thing is, like, is the whole planet like that, or is that just a small section of the planet that has this barrier, or is it multiple sections of barriers?
I think it's the whole planet that has a barrier.
You just don't know.
All of Atten is the planet, and people are looking for the treasure on Atten, but they don't know where Atten is.
They don't know what the treasure is either.
So the whole planet's covered.
Most likely.
Yeah.
But I think too, it's kind of like they said something about a nebula or something when they were with the owl, and the one other planet that we've seen that has a nebula is Exegol in Rise of Skywalker. Where they had to use the Wayfinder to get there.
That is true.
So it could be something like that too, where it's behind a nebula, and that's why people can't get to it and find it. But I don't know. It's very interesting. I want to know more about Atten and what all's going on there.
We all do. Well, I think it's a new planet being mentioned. So
who the supervisor is? Like, is it a robot? Is it
I
actually
think
a person?
it's Wim's dad. I think it's Wim's dad. I think he's the supervisor.
Could be. I think it's like just a think tank robot.
Kind of like the plot to Captain Marvel. It was just one AI.
Yeah, pretty much like an
Yeah.
AI type thing.
It's Darth Maul.
That would be funny.
It's an AI of Darth Maul. The great work is actually just him trying to reconstruct the Sith.
Trying to get some more legs. But yeah, overall, I mean, I definitely like it. It's up there with all the other
some
of the other shows.
Every Disney Star Wars show that's been spit out has been amazing. And I know you don't really like Star Wars. Not like what is it called?
What?
The anime one.
Oh, Visions.
Yeah, but I like Visions. Like the
that's
my thing.
Cup of tea.
Yeah, but the last episode of season 1 was phenomenal. Granted, I haven't seen season 2 yet, and it's been like a year since it's been out. Just keep forgetting to watch it. But that's pretty much all we have for that so far. I mean, unless there's something that we're missing about Skeleton Crew.
There's all kinds of stuff you can talk about with it. Whatever theories and speculations and where you hope it goes. And
I think I'm just going to say it now. So when it happens, and this is like a 1 in a million thing, Quinlan Voss is going to show up.
Possibly. What about Hondo?
Hondo? Bro, as much as I want Hondo to show up, I don't think he'll ever be in a live action adaptation because I think Disney's teasing us with that because we're like, he's kind of like Jack Sparrow, and we kind of ended things with Johnny Depp, so it's like.
Well, you could say Jude Law's like Jack Sparrow too. Run around, it's like a mix between Jack Sparrow and Star-Lord.
Yeah,
like a space pirate, so he's running around.
We already know how that's going to end up,
whatever.
though. He's going to end up, like, caring for the kids, and then that's going to be his crew, but then they're going to get home, and then they're going to be like, you can live here, too, and.
Never know. He might just drop them off and take
all.
the money and run. We don't know. But we will.
There was an article I read yesterday, and I don't know how true it is. So apparently, somebody did an interview with Samuel L. Jackson, and there's talks of a what-if movie / series if Mace Windu survived the fall.
He did survive.
Okay, as much as we want that to be true.
No, he did survive.
But the other part of the what if is he didn't lose his limbs either.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him. I've always been under the impression he didn't die. Like how many cars are flying around and could easily landed on one and went to the underworld of Coruscant and just.
But the plot of this one's a little different because he immediately rallies the rest of the remaining Jedi together immediately, and then they start retaliating against Vader and Palpatine almost immediately. So I want to see how that would look.
Well, and now there's more and more Jedi that survived, so
I mean, they can keep adding more Jedi.
Wait, they didn't die.
Grogu.
I don't know what they're gonna do with Grogu. We did get some casting news for Mandalorian and Grogu.
Did we?
Stinky's gonna be in it.
Stinky.
Jabba the Hutt's son from the Clone Wars movie.
Wait, his son or his nephew?
His son. The little one they rescued.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be voiced by someone they announced. So.
But he's going to be grown, probably.
Yeah. It'll be. I don't know if he'll be as big as Jabba already or if he'll be.
As long as it's not Jabba's nephew. That kid was annoying.
No, supposedly I think it was his son, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so that's a little bit of news from that. And I think that doesn't come out till 2026, I think.
2025, I thought.
I thought it was 2025.
I hope it's this year.
2026.
I get any younger. The internet knows the answer to that one.
The internet knows everything.
Absolutely.
It's 2026, May 22nd, 2026. I thought it was too far away.
Huh.
But we did. So we saw Kraven too. If we
Yes, we
jump
did.
around. We both enjoyed it compared to a lot of reviews.
Okay, to be fair,
things.
to Rotten Tomatoes, I take with a grain of salt because I'm glad they added audience score, which is kind of like shooting themselves in the foot, saying, "Hey, like we're gonna critic these movies, but like here's the audience opinion, even though we don't know what we're talking about." Because quick off track, and I've told you this many times, the Red One.
Yeah,
for one,
I watched it.
Yeah, did you like it?
Yeah,
exactly. So, but I don't know how it got put on Amazon Prime a week later. And on top of that, I think it's because Rotten Tomatoes ranked it as like 13%. But if you look at the audience score, it's at like 90.
It should have been like a Netflix movie or something, like not gone to theaters.
The only reason why it didn't is because you had such big named actors. You have Chris Evans, you had Lucy Liu,
Yeah,
you had The Rock.
Like The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot were in that Red Notice movie on Netflix.
That was a good movie.
Adam Sandler's got all kinds of movies on Netflix with people. It's like they have the capability. They just
and then
why they decided.
J.K. Simmons, forgot, broken bench press so much.
And the girl from Sabrina.
Oh yeah, the girl who plays Sabrina. There were a lot of that was a stellar cast.
It was a good. I liked it.
It's a good movie. One and done. Like if I have a son in the future, or a daughter, it don't matter. It's like, hey, let's watch it.
It's a bro Christmas movie.
It is a bro
That's
Christmas
what I told you.
movie.
It's not a Hallmark movie where you're gonna be all.
I hate Hallmark movies.
Sappy and everything. Like it's
my favorite Hallmark movie is Misery,
which we don't have a lot of bro Christmas movies.
Jingle All the Way, Deck the Halls.
Yeah, those are so old though.
Yeah, but they're awesome. Back to
Kraven.
Yeah. So, I really liked how they spoilers. If you haven't seen Kraven, we're gonna be talking about the movie. Anywho, I really liked how they portrayed Rhino in this movie. Like at first, like I didn't know the guy in the beginning, like was Rhino.
Yeah, from the first.
Yeah. When he's like trying to talk to the dad
Yeah.
and Kraven, he's like, "Oh, like let's be partners." He's like, "Shut up."
Well, I didn't know his name. Like, and I don't know if they ever dropped his name in that scene.
Just Rhino. Oh no, not in that scene. No.
Well, like the actual character's
No.
name. I don't remember. I knew he's some Russian, but that was it. And I mean, he's definitely better than the one in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, like the little mech suit.
Oh yeah.
He was definitely more on the animated style where it's still him as that suit, which we were saying like some of the CGI definitely could have been worked a little better, but for the most part,
the CGI issue mainly was Kraven himself
when
he was jumping from buildings. Like Taylor Johnson, however you want to, whatever it is, he's a great actor. Obviously, he can't do those stunts by himself, but the production team could have done better with his movement because like
it almost teleport to some
it
spots.
Was bad. It was very bad.
He floated a lot. It looked like. So.
But that's okay.
Yeah,
because I really enjoyed the plot, and then unfortunately, my friends from work like didn't like it because they already assumed like the plot. They're like, "Oh, let me guess. Like he doesn't hunt animals. He hunts people, and his dad's the one that hunted animals." It's like, so what?
It's an origin story for him.
Yeah,
he's getting to
the point where
he's going to hunt.
And I don't think he just hunts animals. I think he hunts unique things. Like that's why he hunts Spider-Man so much.
One of a kind.
Exactly.
Like the best of the best, basically.
And that's what his dad did with the lion.
Yeah.
But it's just a lion at the end of the day. Like Kraven's, I feel like, especially with him sitting in the chair at the end, wearing the jacket that his father made, he's like low key gonna be taking over the Kraven, even though his brother Dimitri did as Chameleon.
Which I didn't know that character was related to him.
Wait, did you not? Oh, you don't have a PlayStation.
No. So so I didn't play
Spider-Man 2
until you let me borrow yours, and I'll play it.
No, but in Spider-Man 2, he just gets mentioned for like 2 seconds. But yeah, Dimitri, and that's in almost every iteration of Spider-Man. Dimitri and Sergei are brothers. Kraven, Chameleon. So it's very cool to see that happen because like the only part of it I didn't like. I got a text message. What? Our wives are thinking we're not socializing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
They don't understand this.
Anyways, the only part of the movie I didn't like was like right towards the end, like towards the middle and then the end, where Rhino's like sitting with Dimitri and he's like, yeah, I have this illness, and then I met this doctor in New York. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, you experimented on. And at the end of the movie, like, Dimitri says the same thing to his brother. He's like, yeah, I saw this doctor in New York. I'm like, bro, you only knew Rhino for 2 minutes, and then you saw him die. Like, do you want that kind of transformation for yourself? And he just does it anyways.
Guess he did. Well, I think he got his hand back too.
Yeah,
Or his finger back.
Yeah, because, and that makes me think. So what was it? It wasn't Kurt Connors. It was
I don't know what name they gave. It didn't sound like a familiar.
It's like Mathers.
I would have thought it would have been like a Kurt Connors with regeneration, but I don't know if they could use the lizard or any names, his actual name in that. Since it's been
Miles
Spider-Man.
Warren. So Miles Warren. Here, let's do a quick deep dive. So he's a villain. His name is Jackal. He's a Spider-Man villain. He kind of looks like a naked Green Goblin. Very skinny. So it says it's an alias used by several supervillains in Marvel Comics. Introduced in Amazing Spider-Man 1965. He had a romantic obsession with Gwen Stacy. Then he sought revenge on Spider-Man because he blamed him for Gwen's death, rightfully so. He didn't have any superpowers, but then he gained enhanced strength, speed, and agility by mixing his genes with those of a jackal.
So he's like almost every other Spider-Man villain where it's some type of animal, and then they mix their DNA, and they all become that said animal.
It says team affiliations, Empire State University. Like he worked there at the college. So he's a mutate, not a mutant. He's also known as the Professor, the Man in Red. I'm mistaking him for Mr. Blue, or is it Mr. Red from Incredible Hulk? Remember, he's trying to get his cure. Ed Norton Hulk. Is it Mr. Red or Mr. Blue?
I don't remember. The leader.
Yeah, so he's genius intellect, expert in martial arts. Nothing that special.
But he's kind of like some of those other ones where I said they mix their DNA with another animal and they become that animal. That sounds like 99% of Spider-Man villains.
Yeah. I mean, except for Goblin.
I mean, he mixed it with something.
A goblin. Goblins aren't real. Well, I mean, in the Marvel universe.
But like Kraven had a tiger with that little magic potion. Or
Tiger and a hawk.
A lion with the magic potion.
Lion, hawk.
Who had who knows what in it. And then Spider-Man got bit by a spider. Rhino probably had some rhino in him. Lizard had some lizard DNA with.
You know what would be a really good, like a face-off that I would pay to see in, like, the Marvel Universe, which we can't anymore, unfortunately, is Black Panther and Kraven. I feel like that would be a pretty interesting, like, versus movie.
Yeah, I mean, that Kraven he's strong.
Yeah.
He thought he's gonna, like, stop that truck. He just slid under it.
Oh, yeah, he just slid under it. They did cancel the title Young Avengers because I guess the execs at Disney and Marvel realized that they're not so young anymore.
Well, yeah, by the time they get back to it.
So I think what they're going to have is they're going to have Avengers, and they're either going to make those kids the West Coast Avengers, or they're going to turn them into the new Avengers. So there's going to be the Avengers and then new Avengers. So
yeah, they got to bring back all the original cast because Chris Evans is coming back.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I saw
I think Captain Hydra is what they're thinking. A lot of people think, but
either or, I think I blame Hugh Jackman 100% because like after Hugh Jackman came back,
no, it's just the movies that they've had haven't been doing as good as they had when they.
So they keep calling everybody back in.
Yeah, so they got to get back to where they were.
Like, who else left? Ooh, what if
like Chris Hemsworth's probably already gonna come back?
Well, Chris, he already is. He hasn't left.
I think they've talked about recasting for Black Panther.
I think they're gonna. What if they make Scarlett Johansson into Sable?
I don't know if they bring Sable in.
She's a huge staple for Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I don't think
that's how Anti-Venom comes in.
Spider-Man in. I haven't heard anything for the new Spider-Man.
Well, I mean,
stuff.
Marvel's slowly getting the rights back to Spider-Man.
Yeah, I told you they're gonna buy Sony.
No, they can't buy Sony. Sony owns Sony created Blu-ray.
They could
every time
buy
people
Sony Studios or whatever the production company is.
Maybe they can buy the rights. They're gonna buy the rights back from Sony. They're not gonna buy Sony.
They might,
because every time you buy an Xbox game, a portion of those profits still go to Sony because they're Blu-ray discs.
And you got MLB The Show, so that goes back to Sony.
Just like Halo probably would go to Microsoft.
Probably they're all connected.
No, it'd be a monopoly if there was just one console.
I mean, they're already. I thought you were talking about Disney. They're pretty much halfway
Disney's
there.
That's like
They did sell some rights to some stuff.
it's the nature of the beast that I dislike so much that like.
A lot of people don't like how they've done Star Wars, but I mean, I've enjoyed 99% of everything.
Have we been talking for an hour now?
No, you started at like 45.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, I know a lot of people don't like what Disney's done with Star Wars, but I've thoroughly enjoyed, for the most part, all of it.
I am super excited to see where everything goes. Outside of Marvel and Disney, the biggest upsetting news of the year for me is that I deploy a day before Sonic 3 comes out, and I'm so mad about it. The next time I see it, I'll probably have to watch it in Spanish, and it's going to be very sad.
You have subtitles. You like subtitles.
Huh?
But they'll have subtitles, right? You like subtitles.
Because I'm old.
That's how you watch all your movies.
No, well, in English.
They don't dub. They don't have it in English with like dub subtitles.
Wait, are you saying like
dubbed? I don't know how foreign movies.
So
work.
you're thinking that they might have it in English with Spanish subtitles? Yeah. That would be awesome.
I don't know if that's how they work it or not.
No, they do Spanish audio with. You might. I don't know, because I was about to watch a movie in Argentina when I went to Argentina. And I only heard in the background they were speaking the Portuguese, and I was like,
The Portuguese.
The Portuguese. There's like different dialects of Portuguese in South America. No, but like there's like Brazil has like their own language. It's a mixture of Portuguese and like other things. It's crazy. But with that being said, I will be gone for a couple of months. Quattro months. I will be back. Like Jordan was saying, I'll try and like email him. You're gonna have to email me once, so I have your email.
You don't have my email?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, I can't say it out loud online.
Some friend you are.
Unless you want to spam Jordan, I can give everybody his email right now.
Nah, I don't need people randomly emailing me.
What, do we have an email for us then?
No.
Then how are they supposed to request stuff?
We have Facebook.
I guess.
Give us a comment. Give us a rating.
And then I guess the last thing I would like to talk about, which will take less than a minute, and I was just telling Jordan today, I was able to cop myself a copy of Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube, and it is just as fun as I remember and just as frustrating. But with that being said, I think that's it.
Yeah, so anyone listening, tell your friends about us. If you want to leave us a review on anything, we'd appreciate it.
Please.
And I said in the beginning, I will try my best to get on and make some recordings as often as I can.
That's on him, not me.
Talk a little bit more Skeleton Crew, and we'll see y'all later.
See y'all later.